And so like I just felt like I was becoming crippled. Like I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if I had MS or something or what was going on. I thought like eventually I was going to end up in a wheelchair. And you know, it's our first year of marriage, and it wasn't very fun for either one of us, really. And so, it was just frustrating because no doctors could figure out what the problem was, and any medications that the rheumatologist or my family doctor prescribed seemed to make me worse. And then I started to get other symptoms. I started to get the bruised feeling coming back. The Raynaud's was coming back again, especially in the winter time. I mean, within seconds of being outside, they'd turn white and they'd go numb. And even just doing something like washing chicken before cooking it, my fingers would go numb. Like I really can't do that very much anymore. I can't deal with my hands being in cold water because of the Raynaud's. And you know, I had that, and I started to get this weird sensation in my scalp. It felt like my hair was, it felt like a really tight ponytail in my hair, and it felt like my hair was being pulled out. And I was feeling that, and I started to get really short of breath again, and I was feeling my heart racing a lot more. Just an array of symptoms. And then on top of that, for almost an entire year from the time that this started, I couldn't sleep because I was in pain all night, and I could barely move in bed. Like I couldn't get in a comfortable position, and when I would try to, just even moving that much was excruciating, and I would be in tears from the pain. So I couldn't sleep. I pretty much tossed and turned all night, was in excruciating pain. I could not sleep. So finally my family doctor referred me to a general internist. She examined me better than anyone else ever had. I mean, she looked at every single joint in my body, every muscle, everything. Tested me for everything you can think of. And she thought I had mixed connective tissue disease, but she wasn't entirely sure. She wanted to get records from my other rheumatologist and from other doctors I've seen and things like that, and kind of put it together as a package. And so she had, the notes she had got from the rheumatologist said I had rheumatoid arthritis. However, he had never tested my rheumatoid factor, and he had never tested a lot of things. So she referred me to a new rheumatologist and started me on prednisone in the meantime, because the month of February of this year was probably the worst for me. I had the month off. I didn't take it off. I got it off. The child that I look after, him and his mom were away for the month. So I had the month of February off, and most people would think, yay, like a whole month off, I get to do so much stuff. Well, I was pretty much on the couch all day, every day for the whole month of February. I could not do anything. I was in that much pain. It was probably the worst month ever. And so at the end of February, when I saw the general internist one last time before seeing the new rheumatologist, she started me on prednisone. And after my second dose, all of my pain and swelling was completely gone. And I was like, wow, like this is awesome. It's a miracle drug. But prednisone, as most of us know, is not a very good drug in terms of side effects. But I'll get into that again in another video. And so anyways, the week after that, I saw the rheumatologist for the first time, the new one, and she sent me for a whole bunch of blood work and x-rays. And she started me on Plaquenil to go along with the prednisone. She suspected rheumatoid arthritis and was thinking of starting me on methotrexate injections. But the following week when I went back, after we got the test results back, my rheumatoid factor was negative, and my urine samples showed blood in my urine and protein, and my creatinine levels were high, and so my kidneys weren't functioning right, and I also was anemic, and so that, and I had a positive ANA, and so all of these things combined, and the fact that I had the hives in the past and things like that, she wanted to do a few more tests, but she was pretty sure that I had lupus, and once those tests came back, it was pretty clear that it was lupus. And so I stayed on the Plaquenil and the prednisone, and I was referred to a kidney specialist, and the kidney specialist started me on Imurin, and that was about, I would say, 5 weeks ago now that I started the Imurin. And 2 weeks after being on it, I started to get extremely nauseous. I vomited, and I just couldn't eat very much, and that went on for almost a week. And it was like, it started on a Tuesday, and by Saturday evening I was throwing up so much that like I couldn't stop, and I called telehealth and explained to the nurse what was going on, and that I was newly diagnosed with lupus and started this new medicine and everything like that. And she told me I had to see a doctor within the next 4 hours. It was urgent. So we went to the ER, and was in the ER from Saturday night until Monday afternoon, and then they finally were able to get me a bed in a room, and I was admitted, and they found that my liver enzymes, which should be 20 in a person my age, was 1100. And at first they thought the lupus was attacking my liver, which was pretty scary. But then they realized that it was the Imurin, and there's like a 5% of people that have a bad reaction to Imurin, and I just happen to be one of those. And so as soon as they stopped the drug, the liver enzymes thankfully started to go down, and they're continuing to go down. And in the meantime, my kidney function is okay now. My anemia is okay now. It's gone. The medicine's been helping it. And basically, you know, I was in the hospital for a week almost, and so that was pretty scary. I'm glad it was only the medication. And so now they're just monitoring my liver enzymes to make sure they're continuing to go down, and once things get settled with that, they're probably thinking of starting me on Cellcept, because the plan is to have Cellcept and Plaquenil take over for prednisone. And I was taking 20 milligrams of prednisone. It's now down to 17.5. It was supposed to be down to 15 by now, but they don't want me weaning off of it anymore until we get Cellcept started. Yeah, so that's my story so far, and I've been having a lot of shortness of breath, so I have a CT scan of my lungs next week. I've had a breathing test done, and it showed some slight abnormalities. So once I have the CT scan done, I'm most likely going to have to see a respirologist.